There's the drum, again, drum. And if I drum offbeat, then you know that's not mine, since you can't see me again. Hey, I'm Bart van Oosterhout Schoenbeck, right? So, Daisy Powerline 717th. Why I find this so interesting? Because it itches my back. This is just terrible here. I had one of those myself. I was about this big. I had exactly one of those. I still remember a Diana LP, the brown plastic grip. And I also had a Webley Hurricane, and this one was actually the one that I have to say, or I was really impressed by. And today, hit me again. It's good. That's just to start with. So let's just start again with the reading. 2001, that's pretty straightforward. On one side, there's actually, nothing at all. I was just about to say what's hidden underneath, or even some things. Daisy Rogers, Arizona, USA. So it's not Daisy Rogers, but Rogers, that's the place. First, secure it. Second, bolt action, open the bolt. Third, cock it. Fourth, load it. Fifth, bolt action, close the bolt. Sixth, aim. Seventh, take off the safety. Eighth, shoot. You mustn't forget, this is a device for Americans. Even if it's written in German here, Americans always need a bit more detailed descriptions. It also says Daisy, Powerline 717th. Oh yeah, here, caliber 177 or Quattro Cinque Diavolo. Now let's take a look down here. Is that a serial number? That's a serial number? This time, a very, very small serial number is squeezed in. There's also quite a bit written on the underside of the grip. That's interesting. Let's take a look. Put on safety. No. Put on safe, open bolt pump, lock close, blah, blah, blah. The same thing that's written in German, again in English. English. Oh God, that's really difficult. Free instruction manual with Daisy Rogers, blah, blah, blah. So it seems you can actually buy that good piece. Now I'm looking here and searching for myself. Is there more written on it? Hard to say. In some corners there's still something written somewhere. And then you end up searching forever for it. Yeah, so at first glance that should be enough. You read quite a bit. Oh, look at that. Use and F characters. Umarex. And a BKA approval. I haven't seen that yet. Bika Asano 6. Wow. That's how it is. I haven't seen that at all. I know that it was made from 1981 to, I think, 96. So that means if I had one of those as a young guy, it must have been one of the first ones back then. Well, this doesn't belong to me, as I said. So what is that actually? That's a pump device. So first you take a deep breath. In, then breathe out deeply. What do you say? A few more times? Looks at the sunset and finds his inner chi. It's not chi, it's something else. We have here very nice plastic grip panels, designed for right-handed people, but only for right-handed people, trimmed with wood. It's not perfect. I can feel a bit of pressure in my hand after I've been shooting for a while. Tight. There's a safety, that typical American trigger safety. Button on the left, button on the right. At least, I just noticed they have a half-round something here so you don't accidentally disengage the safety. But that's for Americans who shoot at animals. Something like that, right? They need a safety. Yeah, here it's plastic, metal, I don't know. So plastic could be metal. They need a safety. Yes, here is plastic, metal. I don't know, so plastic GR could be metal. Sights. Hard to say. So just to be safe, I'll say it's plastic, but I'm not sure. It's adjustable for elevation and windage. I did that earlier, so I know it works. The sights themselves are perfectly fine. Adjustable for elevation and windage, I did that earlier, so I know it works. The sights themselves are perfectly fine. It may not be a competition loopy, but can't complain. The trigger. Yeah. It's not really worth measuring it separately, but it's like most PCP guns, you know. The ones where you don't have to deal with some huge spring being held in check. Just a little striker. Butter smooth. Super short trigger. Super smooth? Super short trigger. I'll do another test shot, then we can take a closer look at it. Then, I would say, let's take a look at this first. When you see this, you understand why they are so expensive at eGun, if you can even get one. That's 10 shots sitting down, freehand with open sights and my old eyes. And you know what usually comes out of that? That's damn good for an air pistol. I've had a bunch of air rifles here that couldn't do that. At 10 meters with a scope and resting, it's 1,000. That's really, really good. If you were to put an optic on it, you could definitely get even more out of it. But to be honest, if you want to put an optic on it, you might as well just buy an air rifle. It would be easier. That's really good anyway. That's why I'm leaving this here. That's really great. 5 minutes, 46 seconds. Yeah, you see short gun, short video, and above all, yeah. Look, I'm putting this back on. Because I want to look important, and because I intend to keep my eyesight. So, the loading process is pretty funny. First, you have to do this one, because before that, it just releases air. So you first have to cock it. Then you can drop a Diablo in. Let's see, it's always a bit tricky with the big orange gloves. 1,000 come with big orange gloves. Now I'm throwing it to the ground. My goodness. What do you think is lying around in this room? Yeah, of course, the wrong way around again. So you place it here in this loading trough in front of this pin. I was always fascinated by it as a teenager because it really reaches all the way into that bag. What's important now when closing it is not to go all the way to there, but to stop here and then close it, because otherwise you'll lose a lot of pressure. Okay. And now relatively easy. So, now we're going to do a puff puff. Can you see the puff puff? Yeah, no. Trigger. So, the preferred path is short with 2 millimeter. Let's say it like that. The pressure comes very, very dry. No scratching, nothing at all. Okay, it's already hard, relatively speaking. So I would say about 1 kilo. The hole isn't really unexpected. It's perfectly round because Diablo. Well, for the price range back then, I don't know what it used to cost. But it was affordable. Otherwise, I wouldn't have had one. And now let's take a look at the numbers. They actually say a whole lot. Numbers, numbers, numbers. Conquer. Numbers, please. And we need to choose Daisy. There's Daisy already. Powerline. Numbers. 20 shots measured. 3.1 joules. 3.1, 3.1, 3.1, 3.1, 3.1, 3.0, 3.1, 3.1, 3.1, 3.2, 3.1, 3.2, 3.1, 3.2, 3.1, 3.0, 3.2, 3.2, 3.1, 3.2, 3.1, 3.2, 3.1, 3.0, 3.2. Have you ever seen a list like this? Cool, right? Now let's do the same thing here with mine as a graphic. That always leads to something really terrible. And if you've seen my other graphics of this, right? Where he always tries to, maximize to full length if possible. There's nothing to zoom in on. That's so damn tight. So that's really, really great for the air pistol. And even the 3.1, let's say, by the way, when I sell something like this, I always specify, or I give the average for air pistols. CO lowers performance, shot drops pressure. In the game, I specify the maximum performance because with every shot it decreases, because the cold pulls the cold into the capsule and the pressure drops. So, that's already one again. It's actually unworthy for such a noble piece. I just checked E-Gun for fun, and there were 3 there in total. 2 of them are effective, so they don't build any pressure, and 1 is being sold at completely outrageous prices. Now, of course, you can hope that the ones with the defects that don't build pressure were just made that way and didn't have the final break. That would be one option. I don't believe in it. People aren't that stupid. They try it out for themselves. So, it's already... Yeah. So you can only find out what the thing is really worth if you keep an eye on the whole thing or sell one yourself. Then you know for sure. But I have to say it's really good. It's really good. I thought it was good back then. But I didn't really have any crazy comparisons. The LP back then, that was just a really standard break barrel pistol from Diana. I've always thought the name Diana was silly. That sounds kind of like a stroller manufacturer or something. And Bradley and Scott, they were kind of manly, but technically they were stuck somewhere in the ERN. Well, so we have the sights, grip, trigger. I can just hold it up to the camera for you again, even though so there's no shortage. photos of the good piece. After all, it's a classic. It's one of those things, it has a reputation, I must say. And as I said, it was also manufactured. Yeah, one of the last good pistols that Daisy made. At some point, only crap was coming from there. Yeah, so. I can't think of anything else. The thing is just good. And that's the end of the story, I would say. Thanks for watching. And that's coming from the guy who turns off his camera without complaining this time. So much fun until next time. I hope to see you over Kimmy and Gyar.